do a goal setting video because today is New Year's Eve, and come Monday, it is going to be the start of a new week, of a new month, of a completely new year. So everyone's motivation is going to be super high, and January is a long month, so we're going to see a lot of people burn out at the end. What I've seen, especially this year, is when people want to do something new and they get a new idea, they implement and they execute every single day. The problem is when they're out of ideas or the next shiny object comes, then they totally forget about this altogether, and then they're on to the next thing, and then that vicious cycle continues to happen. So for my visual learners, I'm going to use the whiteboard behind me and talk about simplifying your goal setting process this year. Taking your big business goal and then how you can make that happen with just a few legs underneath. For this video and for the sake of time, I am just going to do a business example. You absolutely should do personal, professional, family, relationships, all of those types of goals for yourself. Whether that's going on vacations with your family or just your spouse, reading more, learning a new hobby. But the great thing is this example that I'm going to show you for professional and for business can be used in all areas of your goal setting. Also, this video is for everyone, not just real estate agents or people in the industry. However, for this video, I am going to use a real estate agent's example because everything in my membership will help you achieve your business goals. So if I take my big business goal, let's say I want to have 24 sides, sell 24 homes, whatever. Let's just say the number is 24. So I'm going to circle that number. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up with ways that I can hit that 24. So if you say you want 24 homes or you want to sell 24 homes or whatever, how are you going to do that? Shit doesn't just fall in your lap. You get rewarded for the time, effort, and energy you spend. But other than that, it doesn't just fall in your lap. People aren't just beating on your door. You have to create the action to get your phone to ring. So let's talk more about these 24 sites. So 24 is the big goal. That's the goal that we want at the end of this year. So if we divide it out, that's 2 homes a month, 12 months in a year, times 2 is 24. Now, let's talk action items to get that. So what are some things that you like and that you do currently? In my membership, I teach that database is non-negotiable. It's the #1 thing that you have to do. And so how many people are in your database? How often do you talk to them? I'm going to put database here because that should be a non-negotiable for you as well. Nothing will make you more money than that tiny black rectangle that you're watching this video. So touching your database, doing pop buys, labeling them A, B, and C, staying in front of them in videos, staying in front of them with emails, text messages, monthly handwritten notes, ways to let them know you're thinking about them. So when it does come to be that time, they're not going to see somebody that's ad targeting them or somebody that they know from church or wherever else they know them from just acquaintances wise. They're going to remember because you have given them touch point after touch point after touch point for them to call you and remember that you do real estate. Let's talk about other things that you like doing in your business. Is it open houses? A lot of people that I work with like open houses. Open houses should be done strategically though. They shouldn't just be placing 5 signs out, being there with flyers. Like you need to do slide aisle, you need to do door knocking, you need to have flyers, you need to have people know that you have an event going on, and that doesn't just mean tying balloons to the signs to attract the drivers. Now, we're in an industry or we're in a market that's very frenzied, and homes that are going on the market are going off within hours. That's not always going to be the case though. Let's say you want to start farming. That also doesn't just mean sending postcards once a month to your targeted area. And do you want to farm where you live? What does it look like? How many homes have sold in your neighborhood? Is there a consistent agent that you're seeing that's doing all of the business? I'm all about cheap and I am frugal McDougal, but it does cost money to do some farming. I don't think you should avoid print, but I think your money could be used more wisely. If you would do targeted ads, you can upload your farm list to a custom audience on Facebook. And with the statistic of us opening up our social media applications 17 plus times a day, being on our phones an average of 3 hours a day, probably going to be a lot easier to hit them than when they are checking their mail every 2 weeks, or if they just grab something off of the door, it goes immediately in the trash. So just thinking about how your money can be used better for you to get more business, I would choose to target people with Facebook ads. I would also door knock. I would have an item of value when you would go door knock, and I don't mean a flyer because they will just put it in the trash. I mean, are there dogs barking? Do they have animals? Bringing them a bark bag, not barf bag, but bark bag of like a little bag full of dog treats with your business card on it, a magnet. I have seen magnets in my days of door knocking were well received. Let's say these are going to be your 3 areas of concentration for you to get to 24 sites. So your database, now we're going to circle this and come up with 3 legs that we can work the database. Open houses, 3 ways that we can get the open houses. Farming, 3 ways, same thing. So for database, we're going to do monthly events, whether that's virtual or in person. We're going to do handwritten cards, we're going to do pop buys, we're going to do text messages, we're going to have pipeline trackers, we're going to notate all of our people, we're going to know when we communicate with them, we're going to make phone calls. All of those things can be whatever one you like, put them in those 3 things. For open houses, we're going to do slide dial, we're going to do an open house a week, we're going to do 2 open houses a week, we're going to do them in our farm area, we're going to make videos about them, whatever, 1, 2, 3. Farming, I'm going to send a postcard once a month, I'm going to do targeted Facebook ads 4 times a month, 1 a week, I'm going to do videos about the farm area, I'm going to have a custom domain and URL to link to another page on my website, whatever, 1, 2, 3. And that is how you are going to get closer to your 24 sites.